Hi, boys and girls. This is September 8th, Math Lesson Chapter 1, Lesson 2. I'm Mrs. Leptak, and I'll be teaching your lesson today. I'm going to show you the things that you should have in front of you to do this lesson with me today. So you should have a board or a piece of paper. Either one is fine, a dry erase board or paper and pencil. Marker with your board if you have a board. We should have something to use as counters, like pennies. We talked about it on the on the activity thing. It told you what you'll need. You can use pennies or pieces of cereal. I have some counters in here that you'll be using in class when you're here. Okay, so something for counters. And then you also need your pencil and your math paper that came home for this lesson. Okay, so it's pages 17, 18, 19, and 20. So there's 2 pages. That's what we're going to do today. All right, so let's get started. Okay, today we're going to learn about adding, and we're going to learn kind of what adding means and the concept of how we put numbers together to make a new number. Okay? So think of it as, let's say you're eating a pizza and somebody gets to eat half the pizza and maybe your friend gets to eat the other half. If you put your 2 pieces together, it makes a whole pizza. So we're going to talk about part, and then putting it together and making a whole. Okay? So we're going to watch a little video that shows about part, whole, and then we'll get started. Okay? So if you see the board, start it up.
Modeling addition. To find the whole, you add the parts. This work mat will help us add the parts to find the whole. These counters will come in handy too. We can use counters to show the parts. How many red counters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll place the red counters in the first part section of the work mat. This group of 4 red counters is 1 part. How many yellow counters are there? 1. We'll place the yellow counter in the other section of the work mat. This 1 yellow counter is the other part. Now we are ready to join the 2 parts together to make the whole. We move the 4 red counters and the 1 yellow counter to the bottom of the work mat. Let's count the counters to find the whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the whole. We can also write numbers to show the parts and the whole. There are 4 red counters, so we write the number 4 in the first part section of the work mat. There is 1 yellow counter, so we write the number 1 in the other. When we join the red counters and the yellow counter to make the whole, there are 5 counters in all. So we write the number 5 in the whole section of the work mat. 5 is the whole.
Okay. All right. Okay, so for our board or your paper, whichever you have is fine, just a piece of paper or a board, we're going to make our work mat together. Let me turn this off behind me. Okay, so with your board or your paper, we're going to put it so it's long ways like this. And you're just going to draw a line down the middle, just a little ways, like you're putting a number 1 there, down the middle. Okay, and then you're going to go across the board like this, go across, and then make sure this line goes down to that line. You just want a little part over here, and then a little part here, and then a long part at the bottom for your whole. If you want to write the words, you can. We can write P A R T. Part. And then do it again. Part. P A R T. You can pause me if you need to pause me and finish writing. And then you're going to write whole down here, whole, like a whole thing, like the whole world. We put a W H. That says sometimes. O L E. Whole. Pause me if you need to so you can finish your part whole. Okay. So your counters probably aren't going to look like my counters. Mine have red and yellow. You don't have to have colors on yours. If you're using pennies, you just put one, you can put your first part here and your second part here. They'll be the same color. That's okay. Or if you're using cereal pieces or buttons, okay, or rocks. Okay. So that's our board, and we're going to be using this to help us get our answers for our paper. Okay, part, whole. So, let's do one together before we do that. So let's take your counters, and I'm going to put my part, whole up here, but you're going to use your part, whole at your house. Okay, so you're going to, here's my part, whole. Let's take 3 counters, whatever you have for counters. Let's put 3 of them on this part. So I have 3 in the first part. And my second part, let's put 2. 2 in that side. So if you're using pennies or something, you'd have 3 pennies here and 2 pennies here. 3 and 2. Those are our parts. If we put the parts together to make the whole, how many would we have? We'll count them as we move them. So we'll move them down to the whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you do it with yours. How many do we have? 5. So the first part was, and I'm going to write on mine. You're not going to write on yours. So our first part was 3. The second part was 2, yellow. So all together we have 5, which is our whole. Part, whole. Okay, you're going to use your part, whole to help you with the lesson today. All right, so here we go. So this is your paper. Make sure you put your name at the top. Okay, and we're going to practice modeling, adding, addition. Okay, so we have part, whole right here. It says, use your counters to help you. 2 girls bought tents from a store. So take your counters and put them here. Put 2 of your counters right here. I'm going to draw my counters. 1, 2. Okay. 1 boy bought a tent from the same store. So let's draw another tent over here. 1 more for the boy. How many people bought tents in all? Well, we're going to count them. We're going to put them together and count them. 1, 2, 3. And you can move yours down. I don't think I can move mine, but I can. You can move yours down. So you have 1, 2, 3. 3 people bought tents in all. Okay. So now move your counters away. And let's write those numbers. So we had 2 girls bought tents. 1 boy bought a tent. We put them together to make the whole. 3 children bought tents. Okay, so So write your numbers in there. So 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay, I'm going to erase mine so I can turn my page. And I want you to turn your page. And this is how you'll do it. So you have this. So you have your 2 and your 1 and your 3. Okay, so now you're going to flip, open it, flip it back, kind of push your little corner down. And this is the side you're going to look at next. It should have words highlighted up here at the top. Okay, so this is the side we're going to do next. Okay. So it says, this is just practice now. To find the whole, and that word isn't highlighted, to find the whole, you add the parts. I mean, we put the parts together, we add them together to make the whole. Okay. So up here, they have 4 parts plus 1 more part. This was in the video. So 4 plus 1 more, they pulled it down. 4 plus 1 is 5. I'm going to cover those. So then they put 4 parts and 1 part. They put the numbers instead of the counters. 4 parts plus 1 part equals 5. Let's trace that number 5. The whole was 5. Okay. So down here, we're going to use our work mats that we have to help us answer these questions. Okay. So if we have 2 and 1 on your work mat, if you don't have counters, you can draw too. Should have said that earlier. So on your work mat, the first one is 2. So let's put 2 counters. Use your pennies or whatever you're using, or draw it. And then the other part is 1. So let's put 1 here. So 2 plus 1. How do we get the whole? Think about that. How do we figure out the whole? We put them together, right? So you're going to move them down. I have to move them by drawing. You're going to move your counters down. And so now we have 1, 2, 3. 3 is our whole. So on our paper, we're going to write 3 as the whole. That means 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, let's do the next one, 5 and 3. So you're going to put your 5 here, 5 counters. I better erase this. And you're going to put 3 here. And then you're going to move them down, pull them down. To get your answer. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are going to write 8 in the whole. Okay, 2 more. 4 and 3. This time I'm going to go out and I'm going to do it on my work mat up here so I can use counters instead of counting. So it was 3 and 4. I got to make sure. 4 and 3. Okay. So 4 up here and 3 over here. Use your counters. 4 and 3. And then move them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is the answer. I bet you already got that. So you're going to write your number 7, 4 and 3. Pull them down, it makes 7. Okay. Next one is 2 and 4. So I take my, whoops. Yeah, my marker's still on there. Okay, so we have to do 2 here, and 4 here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You do it too. Okay, pull them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our answer is 6. So we are going to write 6 in this one. Okay. So let's check, make sure. We have the 5 that we traced. Then we have 3, 8, 7, 6. Those are our wholes. Okay, now it's your turn to work. I'm going to give you directions. So you're going to, you have this, we just did this together. You're just going to flip it over to this. And I'm going to change my page. Okay, so you're doing this page. Okay, now this time you're going to do it on your own. Okay, so each one, look at the numbers you need to put on your part whole board, and then pull them down, get your answer on your board, and then write it here. So you're doing 3 and 2. You're putting 3 and 2 together to get your whole. Okay, you're going to pause me here, and you're going to do this page on your own, and you can take a picture and send it to your teacher, or you can return it on your next school day. Okay. All right. Pause me now and finish this page. Okay. Hi, you're back. I hope you did a good job and you were able to do this. If not, you let your teacher know because your teacher can help you. Okay. All right. We're going to do the back together. And the back. So now you finish this. You're going to flip to the very back. It has a deer and a flower. Okay. We're going to do these two together. Okay. All right. I'm going to get my board because I know I'm probably going to need my part whole. Okay. So it says to use your work mat, which is your part whole, and your counters if you need it. Christian saw 6 deer in a field. Camilla saw 2 deer in the forest. How many deer did they see in all? Okay, let's use our work mat. So you're going to show 6 deer on one part. That's what Christian saw, 6 deer. So let's put 6 deer over here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And Camilla saw 2 in the forest. 1, 2. Those are our parts, 6 and 2. Okay, to get the whole, we want to know how many they saw all together. We're going to pull them down. 5, 6, 7, 8. So Camilla and Christian saw 8 deer all together. So how many deer did they see in all? It means put it together. They saw 8 deer. 6 plus 2. Okay. Aaron picks 6 flowers. Cliff picks some and gives them to Aaron. Now she has 7 flowers. How many flowers did Cliff give Aaron? That's a hard one because they showed us one part, but they didn't tell us Cliff's part. How many did he pick so that she would have 7? Okay, so that's kind of a hard one. Let's look. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so she had 6. So let's put 6 here. That's what Aaron had. She had 6 flowers. And then it said he gave her some. Am I saying the names right? Yes. Cliff gave her some. but we don't know what. So we don't know here. So that's going to be kind of like a question mark. We don't know. And then it says she ends up with 7, so her whole is 7. Well, let's see. So let's pull down her 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's take another counter from down here. 7. Now she has 7. And if she started with 6, how many did Cliff give her? He gave her 1. Wow, that was a brain builder. That was a hard one. Okay, so he gave her 1 flower. So we're going to put a 1. How many flowers did Cliff give Erin? He gave her 1. Okay, and then at the bottom it just asks, how do you find the whole? We're not going to write that in there, but let's talk about how do we find the whole? We put the 2 parts together. 2 parts together to find the whole. Put the 2 parts together to find the whole. Okay, boys and girls, that is your lesson for the day for September 8th. I'm sure you did a great job. It was fun teaching you. Can't wait to when you come back and I can see your faces. So, goodbye. Have a good day.